You're watching women's college basketball on the ACC Network Extra. Here in Raleigh, North Carolina, the Syracuse Orange and the NC State Wolfpack are ready to do battle in Reynolds Coliseum. Hello, everybody. We welcome you courtside with Ernie Myers. I'm Andrew Sanders. Glad to have you along for this Sunday matinee. It's a good matchup, Ernie, as we look at NC State and Syracuse. NC State's 2-3 in the league. Syracuse is 2-2. And this is a matchup where something's got to give. NC State holding opponents to just 56 points. Syracuse scores 76 points. It's a battle of defense versus offense.
Oh, absolutely. Syracuse, they're a three-point shooting team. State is a great defensive perimeter, defensive team. Like you said, something's got to give. In order for State to win this game, they're going to have to stop their perimeter outside shooting.
Yeah, Tiana Mungakahia, one of the most fun players to watch in the country. Almost 18 points, but leading the country in assists. Leading
the country in assists. She's averaging a double-double. Any player that can do that, they got game. You know, in this college game, she has eyes everywhere. You know, she's passing the ball and she's scoring it as well. And if you're going to average 11 assists, you've got to have some shooters around you. Miranda Drummond is one of those shooters. Oh, she's a catch-and-shoot shooter, knocked down. She had 38 points against Florida State last week. She's hot.
NC State looking to get hot early. They haven't really done it yet in ACC play. You see these slow starts they've gotten off to. Yes, they're 2-3, so it's been problematic. They haven't shot better than 36% in any first half.
Yeah, they're going to have to start the game off really well. I think they have to start getting the ball inside out, get some shots close to the basket.
Just about set to go here from Reynolds Coliseum, the 9th meeting all time between NC State and Syracuse. There's the head coach of the Orange, Quentin Hilsman, Coach Q, in his 12th season at the helm. Has been an excellent coach, of course, led Syracuse to the national title game a couple of years ago. Both of these teams really came in returning just one starter from last year, so you would think maybe it's a rebuilding year, but these coaches are so good. Even in a rebuilding year, they're thinking tournament.
Oh, absolutely. Both coaches are great coaches and great recruiters.
Yes.
So they got players step right into play right away.
NC State trying to get off to a fast start. They get a quick bucket from Akila Mays. You just saw the NC State starters. Here's the Syracuse starters as Kayla Ely picks up a steal.
Yeah, good sign for State coming out, start shooting right away.
Corner three, Koenig, splash, and it's a great start for the Wolfpack, 5-0.
This is the kind of start that Coach Moore is looking for.
This is Stroutmana off the back iron, no good. Nelson had it in her hands, had it ripped away, and Ely comes away with the board. Something to keep an eye on. I mentioned NC State very good defensively, only 56 points allowed per game. That is excellent. Syracuse gives up 10 more points per game. In fact, they're 200th in the country. So while they're great offensively, and part of it is, of course, related to pace, but they do give up a good number of points.
Yeah, they're up and down, and they play this 2-3 zone, very active.
NC State, an excellent rebounding team. They're hitting the offensive glass here. Kiara Leslie gets hit on the arm, but she still finishes.
Great pass. Great interior pass to Leslie for the and one.
So on that possession, we see a couple of the strengths of NC State. They get to the line, the 6th most in the country, almost 400 times, and they're 9th in the country in rebounding margin. They recycle another possession here.
Yeah, great rebound, offensive rebound by Nelson.
Nelson misses badly off the window, but it's the Wolfpack up a touchdown. Mungakahia probing. Stroutmana will try another one, and she's 0 for 2. Here's an offensive rebound for the Orange, and another steal for Ely.
Great steal by Ely.
She has such active hands. Mays, nice move, not the finish.
Yeah, she just couldn't finish with the left hand.
Kakia, little stop and start. It's another Syracuse turnover. Not a good start for the Orange.
Great defense by State. Start this game off.
Mungakahia closes out on Leslie. Ely gets into the paint. Nice dump off pass. NC State missing some point-blank shots right now.
Yeah, Nelson couldn't finish on that one.
This is Drummond. Her first shot goes down, and that'll give the Orange some confidence.
Can't leave her open.
Stepped on the sideline. Ely turns it over thanks to the pressure defense from Mungakahia. There's the head coach of the Wolfpack, Wes Moore, in his 5th season. A win today would already be his 100th here in Raleigh.
Incredible.
Drummond is bumped on the way to the bucket. The foul will go against Mays. Her first, team's first.
Yeah, Coach Moore is one of the great coaches in college basketball.
Drummond to the line. That's already her 4th point. An 83% free throw shooter. Redshirt junior from Binghamton, New York. This is the second.
Yeah, that's upstate New York. It's cold up there.
Syracuse changing up its defense here. Nelson.
Good move by Nelson.
Mungakahia will be called for the foul. She had a hand on Nelson's left arm.
Nelson's been active early. She missed a couple of chippies early, but she's always active on the offensive boards.
So Mungakahia will head to the bench with her 2nd foul.
That's huge. Her being out of the game this early.
And it's going to be interesting to see how long will Coach Q keep her out. Wild up and under. We've got an offensive foul going against Shalane Bailey.
Yeah, she was out of control on that move to the basket.
Look ahead pass. This is Leslie. Turned over. Mays didn't catch it cleanly.
Yeah, Leslie got caught up on that play. Just coughed it up.
Gabrielle Cooper. She can really shoot the 3, but she's way off the mark here. Nelson's got some space. Mays had it knocked out of her hands. I think Cooper got in there.
Yeah, Mays has to keep that ball above her head because they're stripping her. Oh, great shot.
There's Gabrielle Cooper, 81, made threes. Last year was 3rd in the ACC and set a Syracuse freshman record.
She didn't hesitate on that one, even after the bad shot. She took the bad look on that previous 3.
And she made the adjustment. So Syracuse cut it to 1 here. 7-1 Orange run. Open 3 in the corner. Too strong. And Mays will be called for her 2nd foul. And that's going to be big for NC State. They've had a rebounding advantage, especially on the offensive glass. 6'5" Akila Mays heads to the bench.
Yeah, that's a tough play for her to go out on. They need her inside play and rebounding in this game for them to win.
How about that? Looked a little rushed from Isis Young. It goes down.
Yeah, Isis can shoot that 3 as well. State has to guard the perimeter.
Young is one of several transfers on this Syracuse team. And another NC State turnover.
That pass was kind of behind Ace on that from Ely.
Mentioned the transfer of Young. You've got Miranda Drummond coming over from St. Bonaventure. Jasmine Nwazi transferred over from Wagner. That paired with 3 5-star recruits is how you have a team that is as good as this Syracuse team even after you lose 4 starters.
Yeah, and just like that, a couple of three-pointers and you're back in the game.
No doubt. The great equalizer. And this is going to go against Nelson trying to set the screen. And that will take us to break. The first foul on Nelson. NC State has gone cold. Syracuse is red hot. A 6 overrun over the last minute and 30. Back here in Raleigh, North Carolina, the band is rocking inside Reynolds Coliseum. Syracuse leads it 10-8 at the first media timeout. With Ernie Myers, I'm Andrew Sanders. Fans of all ages taking in a good ACC contest here. It started 7-0 NC State. Since then, it's been pretty much all Syracuse, and we talked about the importance of the three-point shot. They have knocked those down. Yeah,
they absolutely have. They've been knocking down those three-pointers and from distance.
Chelsea Nelson called for travel here.
Some of those three-pointers have been way beyond the three-point line.
And by the way, my question from earlier was just answered. How long will Quentin Hillsman keep Mungakahia out? Well,
not long.
Just 3 or 4 minutes. Got to be careful playing with those 2 fouls. Drummond didn't catch it cleanly.
That was good defense by Dede.
Kayla Ely all the way to the rim. Missed it short. Dede Rogers, offensive rebound. And an and-one opportunity.
Great offensive rebound by Dede Rogers. She was in the right place at the right time. Kept the ball up high on the rebound. Didn't bring it down. Back up and one.
It's already 4 offensive rebounds for NC State.
Mungakahia head up at all times.
Stroutman got into some trouble there, bodied up by Nelson. Mungakahia behind the back, pretty move up and under, no good. She'll go to the free throw line. See, wearing those goggles for the first time, got poked in the eye in their last game, so she's wearing them as precautionary.
Absolutely, she's wearing them as precautionary. But anytime you're wearing, and they're not used to wearing that type of headset on or goggles, it can have some effect on your game and your shooting.
And we'll keep an eye on that. We haven't seen her take a long-range shot. This is really the first time she tried to look for her offense and go to the hole. She makes the pair, and a substitution for Syracuse as Drummond will check out, and Raven Fox, 5'8" junior guard, will come in. Syracuse trying to trap. Ely sees that.
Now they're back into their 2-3 zone, very active, hands waving. State has to find the crease in the zone, get a nice jumper off.
Only 7 to shoot. Leslie, left hand, no. Nelson had a paw on it, and breaking are the Orange. They like to push. Pretty move. Mungakahia blows by for the layup.
Great move by Mungakahia. Head up. She can shoot it from the 3, and she can take it to the hole as well.
It's the largest lead for Syracuse at 4. Leslie with a 15-footer hits both sides of the rim. Another offensive board. It's Dede Rogers.
Yeah, Dede's on the offensive glass.
Look inside to Nelson. Did she travel? Yes, she did.
I thought she got pushed out a little bit, but she did shuffle her feet.
And as I glance over to Wes Moore, that's what his argument is that there was a bump. Drummond will come back in for Fox. Stroutman off the right side of the rim.
Stroutman has been off. Start this game off. I think that's 0 for 3. But she's definitely capable of knocking that shot down.
Ely gets some contact. It'll be a blocking foul against Stroutman. And that is her first foul, the team's 4th. In fact, or pardon me, the team's 5th. NC State has 4 team fouls, so both teams effectively in the bonus the remaining minute and 57 seconds.
Knocking those free throws down for State is going to be key in this game.
Dee Rogers, her 3rd offensive rebound. Well, that'll get you some more minutes off the bench.
Absolutely. Absolutely. 3 offensive rebounds already. Great shot by Ace.
Aisling Koenig is 2 for 2 from outside. And we have ourselves a tie game again.
And if you got a zone, that's what you need, a zone buster.
That's right.
And Ace is a zone buster. All you got to do is find the creases. Wow. That was a deep 3.
Stroutman missed it point blank and then commits her 2nd foul. And Cooper is that zone buster on the other side for Syracuse.
Absolutely. She's not hesitating. She sees a little light, it's going up.
Again, both teams in the bonus, so that foul, say 90 feet away from the basket, will result in 2 free throws for Chelsea Nelson. She gets to the free throw line more than any other player for NC State. It's the 96th free throw she's taken. Just about a 70% shooter. Stroutman comes out with those 2 fouls. Amaya Finkley replaces her.
The big thing for Nelson is just staying on the court. Foul trouble. You know, early has kind of hurt her early in the games.
That's what's got Akila Mays on the bench with 2 fouls. Munga Kahia has 2. Now she's got 3 points, that is. Syracuse retakes the lead. With this zone that Syracuse is playing, does that make it a little easier for Coach Q to leave Munga Kahia in?
Oh, absolutely, because the zone kind of protects you a little bit, you know, from reaching or what have you. So, absolutely.
Another foul on a rebound will lead to NC State free throws. Amaya Finkley is the guilty party this time.
She can definitely hide a little bit in that zone. But State has to find the creases in the zone, and if they're able to drive or pitch out for the 3.
Nelson hits another free throw. 2 Orange members come in, Shalane Bailey, along with Raven Fox. Munga Kahia checks out, as does Amaya Finkley. Nelson a little bit of a rhythm here at the free throw line.
Well, she's knocking those free throws down. That's exactly what State needs. And
then again, foul trouble has been a problem for her. Wes Moore substitutes Erica Cassell in for Nelson to protect her here. The remaining 30 seconds or so of the first quarter.
Yeah, don't want her to pick up a cheap one for the half. I mean, for the first quarter.
3-point Wolfpack lead. Cooper, well, the pass was there. Cassell, again, she just checked in for Nelson. That might have been Nelson's second had she still been in. Knocked over the Orange player who was still down. It's Raven Fox who's trying to walk it off. Going to the line is number 1, Raven Fox. Fox averages just 3 points a game. Plays about 14 minutes. And is, after that free throw, a 66% shooter at the line.
Missed them both.
And now NC State has time to hold for the last shot. Syracuse is going to make it a little harder to get into their offense. Now Ely.
7 seconds.
She'll go to work.
She's
Drives
going
to the
all the
left
way.
side of the lane.
She got tripped.
Line. Miranda Drummond registers her first foul. And a lot of fouls in this first quarter, particularly for Syracuse.
And NC State has been knocking down these free throws. That's making a difference in the game.
And right now, 7 of 11. Ely gets them both. Just a 64% shooter. It's not an area where NC State excels, but they've been good today. Bailey just a little left of the rim. And a wild first quarter. NC State leads it by 5, 22-17. Aislinn Koenig's got 6 points. She's perfect from the field. The zone buster, Ernie says.
Yes, she's knocking those threes down.
Mr. and Mrs. Wolf enjoying the action here in Reynolds Coliseum. Hope you are as well watching on the ACC Network. Enter on the Watch ESPN app. Well, NC State came in as a top 10 team in rebounding margin. 1 quarter in the books. They're already +5 on the boards, out-rebounding Syracuse 15-10. Second quarter begins. They inbound it right in front of us at the table, and Tiana Mungakahia, as Drummond will shoot the 3. Ely comes away with it. She didn't have her goggles on, and at the last moment, she kind of laughed to herself and said, "Oh, I almost forgot."
Yeah, that's what happens when you're not used to wearing them.
Right.
You know, you're like, oh, they sitting on. Sometimes when I forget my glasses on the top of my head, but she's playing in this game. Oh, great move by Hawkins.
A right-handed scoop. And nice hands by Dee Rogers. Boy, she's been impressive today. Offensive glass, getting deflections.
She's been getting better every game that I've watched her play. Just getting more confidence, and her defensive and offensive rebound in this game has been awesome.
The daughter of Rodney Rogers doing all the little things right, and another board for her.
Troutman is having a tough game.
NC State scored 22 points in the first quarter, which is an offensive explosion for them compared to what they've done in their other ACC games. They shot 38%. Ely will put it on the deck. Finds Rogers. Offensive board.
They're just killing them on the offensive glass.
And right now, Coach Hillsman, arms crossed, and just a disappointed look on his face, seeing NC State snag another rebound.
Good pass by Rogers. And good post-up move by Cassell. We got back to the basket.
Finkley with her second foul.
Another free throw opportunity for NC State.
Actually, let me correct that. I thought I saw the official put up 22. Actually, they registered at the table to number 23. That's Isis Young. That's just her first. Largest lead for NC State right now, 9 points. Good pass.
Great pass, great eyes by Mungakahia. Mungakahia.
It definitely doesn't. It definitely doesn't roll off the tongue.
I thought she was going straight to the basket with that one. She caught me with that scoop pass.
It doesn't exactly roll off the tongue, but it's a name that many around women's college basketball already know. And if you don't know, you're going to find out over the course of this season as Ely blows all the way to the cup.
Yeah, Tiana just let her go by. She didn't want to get in her way or pick up the third foul. So Ely was able to get to the basket with ease.
That pass to Strautmann was Munga Kahia's only her first assist of the game. She turns it over here, her third. And there's one area where she can improve.
It's turnovers.
Of what has been, a great breakout season.
Well, she handles the ball, and when you handle the ball as much as she does during the game, she's the primary ball handler. Turnovers and the way she scores the ball, turnovers, they happen. You know, I'll take her turnovers any game, with what she gives you on the offensive end and with assists.
I mentioned some of the transfers from major college programs. Munga Kahia.
She transferred from a junior college, right?
Yes, Hutchinson JUCO was the top-ranked junior college transfer. You could see why.
Ace shuffled her feet on that move.
Ely seals off Munga Kahia. And a three from the wing. Miranda Drummond.
Coach called timeout.
Timeout on the floor. 28-22. NC State leads it over Syracuse. Miranda Drummond cutting into that Wolfpack lead. .56 remaining in the first half. NC State leading Syracuse by 6. I'm Andrew Sanders with Ernie Myers. That last timeout called by Coach Q, as he wanted to make a point to his team after a made three.
Syracuse is pressing, full court press. State gets the ball across half court.
He wasn't exactly pleased with their effort on the glass, I don't think. Makes that adjustment.
Yeah, he made that adjustment. He's State's never offense. Oh, Syracuse gets the rebound.
Drummond's had the hot hand. She'll dish it to Young, puts it on the deck, drives, and is hacked. Kayla Ely is guilty of the foul. They gave it to Leslie after all her first. What a steal. Sneaking in behind there was Cooper.
Yeah, Hawkins had no idea she was behind her.
Young will try a three. It's short. The effort level from Syracuse much better after that timeout. You could see it on both ends of the floor.
Absolutely. Coach V used to always tell us, when you beat a person, they're behind you. That's what happened to Hawkins. She beat the person and started heading up court and forgot that the player was behind and she stole the ball from her.
So the NC State basketball here on the tie-up. Hawkins with the player on her hip. It's Young. Into the corner. She's trapped. Got it out of danger.
Yeah, Syracuse is definitely more active in this zone. Their defensive intensity is up after that timeout.
That's the sign of a really good coach. Just a noticeable difference immediately.
Oh yeah, you could see in his face he was going to let into him at that timeout.
Active hands from the Orange. Oh, how did that hit the rim? Nelson from her knees just threw it up.
That almost went down. She knew the score clock was winding down, and she just, even from her knees, just threw that up, and it almost went in.
It did.
Here she goes, scramble, scramble up. Almost knocked it down. Shot clock was running down.
The foul went against Kayla Ely, her second, team second. Manga Kahia is bumped by Leslie.
Manga Kahia has that ball on a string. I mean, she just can handle the basketball. She can get anywhere on the court she wants to, off the dribble.
You can see her ability to go with both hands coming up big. She's crossed over a couple times, gone left, completely gotten by the defense. Stratmana has had a tough start.
Great post-up move by Stratmana.
That'll help her confidence. She's now 2 for 7 from the field. Just a 3-point game. Free throw line, pull up, no.
That was a good pull up. She just couldn't knock it down.
Pack's really working the ball, and then Cassell throws it right to a Syracuse defender.
Manga here, head up.
Off the mark.
Off the mark.
Ball out of bounds. It'll be NC State possession. This is the 9th all-time meeting. Syracuse and NC State have split the previous 8. However, in recent history, Syracuse has won the last 4 in the series. It's their first time playing here in the newly renovated Reynolds Coliseum. Last time they played in Raleigh, it was at Broughton High School, a local high school NC State played in a couple years ago while they were waiting for Reynolds to be renovated.
Ace can handle that ball too, bringing it up against a tough defensive player from Syracuse.
Coach Q disagrees. The bump called on Bailey, her first.
Bailey was harassing her up the court. See, against the zone, you can't hold the ball. You got to keep the ball moving.
Leslie called for a push. She was reaching up with that right arm, and they say she got the body as well.
I didn't see the push at all on that play, but it was called.
3 fouls on Leslie. She heads to the bench.
Well, that's huge. Her getting 3 fouls before the half. State really needs Leslie out there for her defense and her offense going to the basket.
Hawkins
was playing great D on that play. She kept her in front of her.
Called for the forearm that got extended. Trying to defend against Cooper.
Yeah, Cooper was throwing an arm out there as well.
Syracuse in the bonus for the remaining 4 minutes of this second quarter. And that could be huge. They're on a 7-0 run right now. And the Orange is a good free throw shooting team, almost 75% as a team. That's outstanding.
Yeah, that's outstanding. And that's the kind of free throw shooting you got to have when you're going into the tournament as a team. That makes a huge difference in tournament play, free throw shooting.
No offensive rebound to be had here. The Orange looking with some numbers. That's an offensive foul.
Great play by Ace. I thought she took a quick three on that, but she got back and stood her ground and caused the offensive foul.
Nuaji just ran her over. It's the third foul on Syracuse. Ball's not moving here at all.
Nah, Ace has held the ball the whole possession.
And that's just an awful possession for NC State.
Yeah, absolutely. They needed a better shot than that. But they're not moving. They're not moving. They're not in this zone. Syracuse is up, increased the intensity in their zone, and State's having a hard time trying to find a shot on the perimeter.
Cooper driving. Missed it wildly. Hawkins is left open. Nuaji was on the baseline, so the ball will stay on this end.
That was great hustle by Nelson on that play right there. She hustled and hustled. Oh, that ball might have went out before she was able to get in. A hand on it. Good pass. Good pass by Hawkins into Nelson for the left-hand lay-in.
When NC State needs a bucket, they will go to their leading scorer, Chelsea Nelson.
And she usually delivers.
She's leading the team right now with 9 points. In fact, she leads all players in this game. Stroutman, Cash from the right corner.
Yeah. She's heating up.
30 apiece. So we go under 2 minutes in the first half. Kai Crutchfield came in for Kiera Leslie after she picked up her third foul. Nelson, tough move.
Tough move. They can't guard her down there.
It's a 5-on-4, and Bailey makes them pay for it. Shalane Bailey with the tray.
Nelson almost got that block. Another fraction of a second, she probably would have got the block on that play.
Syracuse, who was trailing by 9 just a couple of minutes ago, now leads it by 3. And that's going to be Drummond's second.
Yeah, Nelson, he always goes up strong down there.
She's been so improved for NC State. Averaged 5 points, 4 rebounds as a freshman, 7 and 5 as a sophomore, 11 and 6 as a junior. And now in her senior campaign, 14 and 9.
Yeah, that's awesome development. That's what you want to see as a coach. A player just gets better and better every year.
Nelson comes out now for defense as Kayla Jones comes in. And on the other side, Coach Q got Munga Kahia back in.
They're pick and roll from the top.
Spin, no look pass. Jump ball.
Arrow goes to Syracuse.
Only 6 to shoot. See if Drummond realizes it. She does.
Oh,
doesn't hit the iron. The officials would touch the top of their head, which is a welcome sign for Coach Westmore. Coaches, I feel like defensively they love a shot clock violation more than just about anything else.
Yeah, absolutely. They do. It's because they, that's like a turnover.
And it's forced by the entire team. It's not just one good play.
Exactly.
All kinds of trouble getting it into Koenig, but they do.
State needs to settle down and run their offense.
Nelson not on the floor. Mays not on the floor. Leslie neither. Offensive foul on Cassell, her second. And with this lineup on the floor, you got to figure the point's probably going to come from Koenig.
Yeah, she's the only starter on the floor right now.
Cassell out, Rogers in. Syracuse can go ahead and hold for the last possession. Just a couple of tenths extra on the game clock as compared to the shot clock. And you got to think it's going to be number 4 keeping this one.
I think so too. I think she's going to create something.
Right there, Mungakahia created that contact, and that's why you hear the crowd, because Rogers, at least to me, seemed like she was just standing still.
She was just standing still on that play. But Mungakahia, off the dribble, when the pick was being set, she caused that foul. She ran her right into the screen. Well, it wasn't even a screen. It was just two state players there.
Yeah, Rogers was almost trying to get out of the way. Mungakahia missed the first. An excellent free throw shooter, just about 87%.
She missed them both.
Missed them both. Ball don't lie, I guess. Hawkins with a chance at the horn. No good.
I thought she got fouled on that.
And Westmore is incensed here. So we'll go to the halftime break. Syracuse leads NC State by 1. It's Syracuse 33, NC State 32 at the halftime break. Andrew Sanders and Ernie Myers with you here. We've got some highlights from the first half of action, and there was a lot of action between NC State and the Orange. It started with Akila Mays. NC State got off to a hot start, 7-0.
Yeah, absolutely. They came out shooting, ace, knocking down threes, Mays.
But then Syracuse had the answer as they stormed back.
Knocking down long three-pointers.
And that's what they do. You saw
Look
Drummond.
how she's at the hash mark on that.
Cooper, Young, Mungakahia able to go to her left and get to the bucket. And then NC State had an answer. It was back and forth. Aislinn Koenig knocked down a couple of triples. They got up their lead all the way to 9. A great timeout called by Coach Q completely changed that half.
Yeah, it did. He was incensed about the defensive effort and got into them. They came back and their defensive effort increased, and they got back into this game really quick.
Absolutely. Went from down 9 to up 3. We get a look at some of the stats from that first half, and you see the shooting percentage of Syracuse 38%, NC State 31%. The Orange have taken 10 more threes. NC State, though, getting it done in the paint, on the glass with those second chance points.
Yeah, State's been ruling the offensive boards throughout the game. Rogers came in and just was dominating the offensive boards. Nelson as well, and that's what kept State in the game.
We'll take another quick break. When we come back, Ernie and I will discuss the keys to the second half. Our score at halftime, Syracuse 33, NC State 32. Welcome back to the halftime show, everybody, as we rejoin you here at the table with Ernie Myers. I'm Andrew Sanders. So, Ernie, in that first half, we saw a bit of what we expected. NC State had an edge on the glass. Syracuse shot a lot of threes. They made a lot of threes. keys to the second half. First, for Syracuse, what do you see the Orange needing to do to get a tough road win?
Well, what they need to do is be better on the defensive glass. They need to box out, knock down some more threes on the offensive end, get in a little flow on offense. But they got to – State's been getting too many offensive rebounds for Coach Q over there. He called that critical timeout, and it kind of changed for them. They had to continue to play tough defense in that zone for them to have a chance at the game.
Made a huge difference for them. How about for NC State?
NC State, they got to get Mays back in the game. I mean, she's been sitting there for the second half. In the first half, they need her in the second half to come in and dominate down low, block shots. They need to continue to shoot the ball around the perimeter and look for the open man and knock down some threes to stay into this game.
This is a good matchup between NC State and Syracuse, not just because a couple of tournament teams from last year, we think they can get there again. We get a look at the ACC, obviously one of the top conferences in the country, for my money, the top conference. And you see these RPIs. Syracuse is in there in the top 25. NC State is just outside of it, but this is an awfully good league.
Oh, absolutely, from top to bottom. I mean, State's going on a 3. They play Carolina, Pitt, and I forget who else the third game, but it's just a tough league. You got to come and bring it every game. Don't matter who you're playing. Yeah,
Clemson is the third team, and so before they hit that road swing, you got to protect your home floor.
Oh, absolutely. In order for you to progress in this league, you have to win at home.
Yeah,
you got to keep the home stand. So this second half is going to be important for State. If they win this game, they'll be 3-3 in the conference.
Earlier, we talked about the slow starts for NC State. And against Syracuse, they shot 38% in the first quarter. The second quarter, though, once that defensive intensity stepped up, things slowed down. And you see point-wise and percentage-wise, they're about where they were in the other games.
Yeah, but they're in the game.
Sure.
I mean, they're in the game. It's a one-point game at halftime. Coach, if you ask Coach Moore, they're right where they want to be or a little ahead. So the second half is going to be pivotal for State if they want to advance in the ACC.
Well, second half is coming up when we come back from this final break here on the ACC Network Extra. Tonight at 9 o'clock on ESPN, Jimmy Butler, Karl Anthony Towns, Andrew Wiggins, and the Minnesota Timberwolves challenge the best rapper in the NBA, Damian Lillard, and the Portland Trailblazers. You can watch it on ESPN and also streaming live on Watch ESPN with Ernie Myers. I'm Andrew Sanders. That's a good matchup.
Yeah, that Timberwolf team is coming up.
Yeah, they're good.
They got a lot of young, great players.
They are awfully good. They're up there in Minnesota. Not a lot of people get a chance to watch them that often. Tune in tonight. You're going to like what you see from the T-Wolves.
Tom Thibodeau.
I know you're a Knicks guy, right?
Oh, yeah, Knicks all the way.
Have to be.
We got the unicorn. We're struggling a little bit, but we're going to get it back.
I was going to say, when are they going to get it together?
Soon.
Soon? You hope?
Soon and very soon, hopefully.
The last time they were good, the Georgetown head coach was the man for them, right? Patrick Ewing.
Yep.
Just about ready to start the second half here between NC State and Syracuse. It was a entertaining first half. We saw a lot of fouls, 12 for both teams. So that will certainly, I would think, come into play here in the second half. Again, Mungakahia has 2 fouls. Akila Mays has 2 fouls. Kira Leslie has 3. And so just keep an eye on that as it becomes one of the major storylines heading into this second half. Now, NC State, in their last game against Georgia Tech, they had a very similar situation where Akila Mays didn't play hardly at all in the first half, and she was the difference, the impact player in the second half. We'll see if that holds form here in this one.
Yeah, her presence was felt when she was against Georgia Tech in that game. And they go right to her to start the half.
You know, for the couple of minutes that she did play in that first half, she was grabbing offensive rebounds. She got a couple buckets. And so Syracuse is going to have to contend with her. And I would think, because that first half Syracuse was never able to really stretch out a lead, Coach Moore was fine just keeping her on the bench and kind of saving her.
Absolutely. being able to save her and still be in the game was huge for NC State. They went right to her to start the half like they did in the first half.
On the other side, NC State did start to stretch out a lead for a little bit, and Coach Q said, no, I'm going to put Mangakahia back in, and they reeled the Wolfpack back in as well. Strautmann is left open. Ball stays on this end.
Yeah, Leslie just couldn't get a grasp on that rebound. Went out of bounds.
Cooper makes a nice catch. Drummond on the deck, gives it back.
Playing great man-to-man defense, trying to keep him in front. Mangakahia to the hole.
Tried to put a little English on it, couldn't get it off the window. Ely didn't want any part of Strautmann, and Koenig is off the mark.
Mangakahia challenged her on that shot at the last minute, kind of threw ace off on that one. Good defensive play by Mays. She just held her ground, caused the turnover.
Oh, great defense. Drummond got back. Now that's a shot that NC State will live with, but not with the offensive rebound.
No, Strautmann was wide open on that transition jumper. I don't think she had her feet underneath her on that one.
Kind of rushed in. She's only a 16% shooter anyways. She's not shy to shoot, but just doesn't go in very often. Cooper dribbled it off of her shoot.
By Ely.
Leslie is a problem in transition.
Leslie's going all the way.
Couple of layups missed, Syracuse ball. NC State's cold shooting continues after the halftime break. Now they're just down to 28%. By the way, opponents against Syracuse this season are shooting just a hair under 40%. Cooper couldn't get the backspin to work.
Good rebound by Nelson. Let's see if State can get into their offense and get a good shot off.
Mays, her third foul as she bowls over Drummond. It happened off the ball, and I didn't see all of it cleanly until they started toppling over. Let's see if we can get a better look at it here.
Looked like she pulled her down.
And hard to tell from there.
I'm not a fan of those type of offensive foul calls in games. Especially inside the paint like that.
Rather just see him play?
Yeah, just let him play.
Again, Strautmann on not a good three-point shooter, and that might be the plan for NC State. Just leave her open and see if she'll give the ball back. Drummond is working on the defensive end, but Mays' wingspan covers it up. Risky pass.
Leslie going all the way to the hoop. Great save by Mays and great basket by Leslie going to the hole.
The younger sister of C.J. Leslie, who is a standout for NC State's men's team. She kind of looked like C.J. on that drive.
Oh, absolutely. She kind of runs like him as well. Kind of same mannerisms, brother and sister.
Koenig, they didn't close out on her, halfway down and came back out.
Great hustle by Ely. State's getting those loose balls.
Momentum starting to tilt towards the Wolfpack a little here. And then Cooper gets a paw on it. Who we've got? Drummond now. I think both coaches, both teams were sitting there saying, who is this going to be on?
They had no idea. And these calls are just flying in this game.
Coach Q has got his arms outstretched right now. Oh, so Drummond looked like
that's incidental contact on that. Sometimes you got to let those.
Yeah, you see the
play
reaction.
On.
And Mays perhaps fortunate there. Call could have gone either way. Remember, that would have been her fourth had she picked that up. And honestly, yeah, we've seen a lot of fouls in this game. It wouldn't surprise me at all if you know, Mays gets hit with a fourth pretty soon.
No, not at all. I mean, with the way this game is being called on the offensive and defensive end.
And because of just the overall intensity of the game. Cooper, splash from the right wing.
Seems like once she gets her feet set, you can count it.
Oh, no doubt. All ACC freshman team last year for Gabby Cooper. And you can see why, carrying that success into her sophomore campaign, no slump. Eight to shoot. NC State hasn't gotten the ball inside yet on this possession.
Good pass. Good left hand lay-in by Mays.
So they run 29 seconds off the clock and get a bucket. Good hedge from Mays. Munga Kahia couldn't knock down the step back.
That was a bad offensive possession for Syracuse. Ely's keeping Munga here right in front of her.
Not easy to do.
Not easy to do at all, but she's doing it. She's playing great defense out there.
She splits the double team. That got a couple oohs and ahs out of the crowd. Wide open shot doesn't fall. So a little appreciation from this NC State crowd for the play of Munga Kahia. Pretty crossover, and she was fouled on the floor by Ely. It's kind of like your Knicks in MSG, right? If the opposing team has a guy going off, they'll still cheer.
Oh, without question.
Just respect.
That's Rucker Park right there, definitely. She's a wizard with the ball. Well, here's Cooper. Feet set, bang.
NC State's Chelsea Nelson leading the way against Syracuse. Her team up 1 right now. She has been unbelievable on the boards this season, averaging 9.5 boards per game. But well, just the last 29 rebounds. She's already got a double-double today, and we've still got 14 minutes to play.
Yeah, she's been getting those offensive and defensive rebounds. I love her intensity. She plays hard.
Munga Kahia gets them both. Mays provides the outlet. By the way, during that media timeout, the officials went to the monitors. Nelson goes to work here. Officials went to the monitor to double-check who that foul was on. It stayed on Ely, but Coach Q was having them look to the monitor. He was hoping to get Mays with her fourth.
Yeah, he's trying to get her on the bench. He knows how important she is to State's winning this game.
And she was in the vicinity, but indeed the foul did go to Ely. Open corner three again. Stroutman continues, and she hangs her head a little bit here. She continues to take that shot. She's a 5-star recruit, an excellent player overall, but just struggling with the threes.
Yeah, and I was watching her in the pregame. She was knocking those shots down in pregame. I don't know what's happening in the game, and I've seen some previous Syracuse games where she was knocking that shot down. So she's struggling. But that's what they say about good shooters. You have to keep shooting it. Good pass by Ely. Strong move by Mays to the hole.
Akilah Mays is 6'5". She's agile, runs well, and is such a weapon. And Syracuse didn't really have to face her for more than a couple of minutes in the first half.
And State should have the advantage down low. They have 2 freshmen playing down low.
And she just took the ball and went away. Possession arrow stays on this end. She just tied up Amaya Finkley. Drummond.
Ooh,
oh, she kept her pivot foot.
Drummond.
How did she do that? Syracuse leads again.
Ely was being harassed, bringing that ball up. They finally called the foul. State fans are irate.
Here's another look at the shot by Drummond.
Great circuit shot by Drummond.
That foul, by the way, the third on Syracuse as a team.
Tough pass.
Mlaji, who was charged with the foul, gets the steal in transition. Mangakahia blew the layup. Ely's looking to push.
Going all the way.
1-on-4, doesn't matter. She'll get to the free throw line.
Ely has her head up at all times. Once she gets on a roll, she's taking that ball straight to the hole. Look at her. Head up. Foul.
Third foul on Stratmana. Ely has been solid at the free throw line today, 4 for 5.
Hawkins just checked into the game. Leslie threw that lazy court pass, that skip pass.
Second free throw good as well. Back and forth we go here in Raleigh. Neither team's been able to create separation in this third quarter.
Great defense by Mays. Caused that steal, that turnover. They need to get her the ball inside. They can't check her down there. Oh, I thought she was fouled on that.
Syracuse will look to push. Drummond just threw it out of bounds.
Yeah, she was just out of control on that play.
And you know, I think being aggressive, going to the bucket in this game, again, when it's called pretty tight, it's a good idea.
Yeah,
she was looking for the foul.
She had a good idea. They just didn't call it on that one.
Koenig.
Good play by Koenig. She read the defense and went straight to the hole.
Every time NC State starts to build some momentum, the crowd gets more into it. Drummond, quick release, missed everything.
And that's her shot. Oh, good save. Good save by Mays.
Chance.
21 seconds, third quarter. Great pick. Oh.
Fourth foul on Mays. And that's a tough one.
That was a tough call right there, setting a screen.
She seemed set.
She was set. I think it was
the reaction of
the
Mangakahia.
The reaction of Mangakahia that caused that foul.
Yeah, I think she sold it a little bit.
She sold it a lot.
So that's big. You saw what Mays could do in this third quarter. You probably won't see her until there's a couple minutes left in the game now. Cooper lost it and never really saw the basket after that. All right, third quarter's in the books.
Here we go. Healy to Mays for the lay-in.
NC State and Syracuse at the start of the fourth quarter. It's been pretty low scoring from Syracuse's perspective.
Yeah, they average 75 points a game.
Yeah. But right about where NC State wants the score to be. They played with their tempo.
Yeah, they're playing that State's tempo, absolutely.
Just before the start of the fourth quarter, Akilah Mays picked up her fourth foul.
For just standing there.
Hawkins.
Tough shot.
Well, that'll create some separation.
That was a big shot for Hawkins.
They call it a long two. But I believe the official just noted to the table that they're going to look at it at the next stoppage of play. Nelson hauls in yet another rebound, her 11th of the contest.
She plays great interior defense.
NC State getting Syracuse on the boards right now, 37-26.
Tough shot by Ace on a step back. Mid-range jumper.
Mangakahia traveled. She's been relatively quiet today. You know, she picked up those early 2 fouls. She hasn't fouled again. 9 points, 3 assists for her.
I think Ely is playing great defense on her, keeping her in front of her, making it tough for her on every possession.
Yeah. She hasn't been her usual self today.
And those goggles may have something to do with it.
Sure.
Good move by Nelson. She just couldn't finish.
They'll recycle the possession, though. Stroutman will be whistled. Her 4th foul. It feels to me, does it feel like Syracuse is in a dangerous spot right now?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they're, you know, Stroutman has 4. They're not in the flow of the game. You know, State's getting whatever they want offensively.
Yeah, that's why I asked, because obviously 8 minutes and change to play, 5-point game. I mean, it's nowhere close to being getting out of hand at all.
No, but
it feels like, I think that's, you said it, NC State's getting what they want offensively.
Yes.
And when they don't get what they want, they tend to get the offensive rebound.
Tough possession by State on that one. Great defense.
Koenig just kind of put her head down and said, I'm going to take this, but she was D'd up. Great look inside. That's more of what we expected from Tiana Mangakahia.
Yeah, coming into the game, absolutely. Oh, great defense. State having trouble getting the ball in bounds.
Shalane Bailey comes in to give her a breather. Just a 3-point game after the nice pass from Mangakahia.
She's getting fouled.
And Nelson stepped on the baseline trying to save that possession.
2 bad possessions for NC State. The last 2 possessions, they got nothing.
Young trying to turn the corner, driving it hard. Corner three from Cooper, no. Young's there. And she was touched by Ely and falls hard to the floor.
Yeah,
third foul on Ely.
Yeah, look, she had her head on the floor. Great pitch out. Yeah, she had her head on the floor. She's tough. Just jump back up.
Koenig on Cooper. That's a tough ask. And an offensive foul. Who did they get on the screen?
Who was that on the screen?
Cooper. And we've seen, not just in this game, overall this year, officials have been tougher on screens.
Absolutely.
Nelson walked.
And she did walk. She dragged that pivot foot on that play.
Both teams getting sloppy here, and this is not the time.
No, this is the crucial part of the game. It's the fourth quarter. 6 minutes left.
Young was stripped. Armani Hawkins the guilty party. Munga Kahia back to the table.
Man, whistles.
Young comes out. She played aggressively.
Oh, she did. She came in and gave them a little spark.
Cooper had been just 2 of 8. She hits the 3.
Ties the game.
And you know in the scouting report you can't leave her open. NC State does. We've got a timeout on the floor. 45 all our score from Reynolds. Back from break, here's a look at the shot that tied this game up just before the timeout. Gabrielle Cooper.
Yeah, she just missed one from the other side, and she was wide open on that one. She can't leave her open like that. She's going to knock that down, give her another opportunity.
Almost 5 seconds. Great ball denial from Syracuse. It will stay NC State's possession.
Syracuse has upped the defensive intensity on this press they have going on here.
And we saw this from them in the second quarter. That's when they went on that 12-point run. And if they can ratchet up that intensity again here for the final 6 minutes, they might come away with a big ACC road win.
Mays is back in the game. Off the left hand. Ely with the left. Beautiful move.
And then Munga Kahia trying to push the pace. Just threw it away. By the way, during that timeout, the officials did go to the monitor to look at the Hawkins shot, which they ruled a 2. After review, they stuck with it. It is still a 2-point basket.
That was a big turnover.
Yeah, it was. And now Ely is knocked over, trying to get past Bailey. It's the 3rd Syracuse foul. You got to figure free throws are probably going to be a factor here in late game.
Yeah, she pushed her in the back.
So just keep in mind, Syracuse can only foul 2 more times before NC State is in the bonus. NC State has 2 team fouls.
State moving the ball around the perimeter, looking for the best shot they can get.
They work it back to Mays' side.
Great pass down low by Hawkins to Mays. She's hard to guard down low.
Really nothing Amaya Finkley could do when Mays has that kind of position. She's got to be careful with those 4 fouls.
I love the way Makahia keeps her dribble alive at all times.
Go inside. This is Finkley. Nice move, and she scores.
Nice move by the freshman, the left hand.
Ely needs some help. No, she doesn't.
Ely is handling that pressure, bringing the ball up. Syracuse falls back into that 2-3 zone. I think they need to get it down to Mays again. Mays has to look when she gets it down low.
She wants it on this block.
She wants. Oh, great left-hand hook.
They got it to her on the left block. She reposted on the right. She said, this is the spot I wanted.
Yeah, and got it and scored. Yeah, she repositioned to the right side. She was more patient than I wanted her to be.
Mangakahia finds an open shooter in the corner. No good. Rogers rebounds. Big possession here for NC State. Hawkins all the way.
Leslie with the follow.
A little spurt from the Wolfpack puts them up 6. Timeout, Syracuse. NC State has made 4 of its last 5 from the field. It's led to a 6-point lead here. 3:26 to go in the 4th quarter with Ernie Myers. I'm Andrew Sanders. Crunch time here in Raleigh. Akilah Mays has made a huge difference here in the 4th quarter, Ernie.
Oh, she's made a big difference. Her being out on the court offensively and defensively on the rebounding. But she's scoring at will when they get her the ball down low.
Syracuse needs a bucket this possession. Who will they go to? Bankley.
Good block.
Boy, with 4 fouls on her, able to use that wingspan and get the block.
She always has her hands high on the defense, so it makes it easier for her to block the shot.
Wolfpack got the stop it needed. A little high-low passing action, turned over.
Good steal by Syracuse.
Cooper from NBA range.
Yeah, she shot that from the hash mark.
Trae Young thought that shot was deep.
State working it around. They got it in the right place right here. Oh.
Drummond with a hip check on Mays. And let's see, that's going to be number 4 on Miranda Drummond, who has been relatively quiet today. Both she and Mangakahia, 9 points. Well below their averages. And then poor defense on the inbounds. And that's the biggest bucket of the game. NC State by 8.
Great scoop shot by Leslie. They ran that inbounds play to perfection.
Mangakahia somehow diced through the defense.
She's amazing off the dribble. She can get in where she wants to go on the court with that handle.
She's a sophomore from Australia. We already touched on, played at a junior college last year, but grew up playing basketball. She's got 5 brothers.
I can see how she's playing basketball like that. She's like she played against guys.
Yeah, that'll make you tough going against big bro, right?
Absolutely. When she's driving to the basket, she's always using her left arm. She plays like a guy. I mean, always has her head up and always looking for the open man.
So timeout on the floor here called by Syracuse. That's the last timeout, by the way. NC State has 4 remaining. And right now, we've seen what Coach Q has been able to do in these huddles before and how he's been able to make adjustments. What adjustments do you need to see from the Orange for them to climb back in this?
Well, they have to contain Mays on the offensive end, and they just got to be more scrappy on the defensive end and cause a turnover to get back into this game. There's 2 minutes left. Yeah. It's not out of control. It's a 6-point game.
Sure.
So
we've seen Finkley in there because she's 6'4". She's one of the few players that maybe has the size. But even then, Mays has been able to get buckets. Do you start double teaming?
Yeah, she's a freshman. So, yeah, I would double team Mays whenever she gets the ball or gets the ball down low to make her pitch it out to a state player for a jump shot.
NC State looking to hit the home run ball. And
they
will.
Got it. Great inbounds play by Coach. That was a great timeout.
We're talking about Coach Q's adjustments, but how about Coach Moore? He knew that pressure was coming.
He knew that pressure was coming. He knew what they had to do.
Dialed something up. Basket and the foul, and one for Finkley.
Finkley to the hole. Here's Ely on the lay-in.
Fourth foul on Kiera Leslie. Remember, had 3 at halftime. Finkley, one of those 5-star recruits for Syracuse. She's got the fingernails painted green, misses the free throw. And it's Rogers, yet another board, her 6th. And just 14 minutes of play.
State shouldn't be in a rush on this possession, but they need to get a good shot.
At this point, you just go with Mays, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Finkley trying to front.
I don't think Finkley can guard her down.
And that's just an unnecessary turnover from Hawkins. Wasn't even being pressured.
Yeah, those unforced turnovers at this part of the game will kill you.
That's huge. And Koenig, just like that, will rise up off the bench to come in for Hawkins. It's a big turnover. A big bucket here for Syracuse can make it even bigger. Tough shot. Got it anyways. Timeout, Wes Moore.
Coach Moore didn't want a smart timeout. He didn't want to lose that possession.
So under a minute to go, NC State by 4. Coach Hillman is really giving it to the officials right now. He is upset. And did he think there was a travel?
He thought they were about to turn the ball over.
Yeah, you see it. He thought there was a travel, and I got to say, I agree with him.
Yeah,
her left foot came up and down twice.
Yeah, it did.
So they give NC State the timeout instead. Now, NC State's going to have to contend with this pressure. They're going to have an inbounds here, just not very far from the Syracuse bench.
Well, with under a minute to go. Getting the ball in bounds is going to be key.
Next Syracuse foul will put NC State on the line. Wolfpack still has one foul to give. Oh, Syracuse doing a great job. And they call a 5 count.
Wow, that's a big turnover right there.
Well, you got to have that internal clock going. I didn't think it was there yet.
No, I didn't think it was there yet either. That was a quick 5 seconds.
But Syracuse
got the ball back.
Boy, they
That's
denied
just what
everything.
They needed to get back into this game. Mangahia on the drive.
And she was fouled before the shot, and that's going to be 5 on Mays.
She was moving. Mays was moving on that play. Good call by the official.
And I know it hurts to have Mays come out. It might have been a little fortunate there that they did call the foul just because that was Finkley was about to have a layup.
Yeah, she was.
And instead it's going to be on the floor. Syracuse will not be shooting free throws from that. But again, you know, with Mays going out, that's huge.
Yeah, State lose their best interior defensive player.
And Nelson, they had not been playing both Nelson and Mays at the same time. Nelson comes back in.
Well, they are shooting. They say she's.
And Coach Moore is saying, hey, it was on the floor. The officials are getting together right now, as you can see. It was clearly a pass. I mean, I don't. Munga Kahia, of course, is going to say she was shooting.
Oh, yeah, she's selling it, definitely.
And now they're going to go to the monitor, I think, and look at it. And it was a wraparound pass.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Now, to
Munga Kahia. You can't have the player walk to the free throw line when you already made the call.
And they're going to give her 2 shots. I can't believe that. Now, to her credit, she might have been going. No, that's a pass all the way.
That's a pass.
Yeah. And by the way, 87% free throw shooter. Yeah, they missed that one.
Not too many wrinkles in her game. Two-point game, 49 seconds to go. State holding on for dear life.
Syracuse looking to trap. They don't have to foul here, just need to stop.
15 seconds on the shot clock, 13.
It's Nelson. Partially blocked. Hit the rim. The shot clock did not reset.
Gets the ball back.
And Coach Moore called a timeout. Did the ball not hit the rim?
The ball hit the rim.
The shot clock didn't reset.
The shot clock didn't reset.
And that's going to be massive because that's going to force Syracuse to have to foul if they can't get the steal. Yeah, definitely hit the rim.
Yeah, great rebound by Leslie to get in there for State to get the ball back.
So we've seen Syracuse's inbound pressure. They're going to try and force the turnover. If they can't get that easy steal, then that's when you foul, right?
Absolutely. Okay. That's when you foul.
They have not reset the shot clock yet. The officials are still looking at it. The evidence is conclusive.
Should have never shot those free throws on that play. It was clearly a pass.
Yeah.
And if they went to the monitor and saw that it was a pass, and they still let her shoot those free throws, that's unbelievable.
So the official just said the ball did hit the rim.
Yep.
Right there.
And Leslie comes in, hustles, and Nelson gets the ball back.
So it'll be a fresh shot clock for NC State.
Well, it should be no shot clock now.
Well, yeah,
it's under 20 seconds.
Sure.
I mean, it's 20.8 seconds. So Syracuse might have to foul him immediately and make this a free throw shooting contest.
And the question is, what's Wes Moore's favorite inbound split? Because they need something here. They've had an awfully tough time getting it in.
There's the foul.
And they get it to Koenig, who is, for all of her three-point shooting, she's actually only taken 8 free throws this year. She doesn't often go to the rim. So she's a 50% shooter, only 4 of 8.
Yeah, absolutely. It's because all she does is shoot threes.
And it's weird because she's the best shooter on the team, so you would think they would want her in this spot, and maybe they do.
Right, but she doesn't get to the line that often, so.
Right.
She knocks these down, it'd be huge for the Wolfpack.
2 shots for Aislinn Koenig. Misses the first. The sophomore from Canada.
She has to take her time and bend her knees. Missed them both. There's Dee Rogers.
Dee Rogers
on
again.
An offensive rebound.
Now she got fouled. She also is not a very good free throw shooter. Again, NC State as a team, they really struggle in this category. Just as a team, 62%.
And that's what's been killing Syracuse all game, the offensive rebound.
Right. Well, Rogers, 52% shooter. She's clutch on the first.
She knocked that down like she was shooting 90. Mangahia is talking to her. She knocked them both down.
Ice water for Dee Rogers. Syracuse doesn't have to get a three, looking for the quick two. And Mangahia, she goes to the line more than anyone. You can see why. You said she's got the ball on the string. She's aggressive, and that's not what NC State was looking for.
And she knows how to sell a foul on top of that. She sells fouls so well even when she passes it. There she go.
Yeah, not a whole lot
Looked like
there.
she threw an elbow out there on that play.
So the last 11.3 seconds. It's going to take a while here.
Yeah, this is going to be the longest
down to
11
free throws.
seconds. And these Wolfpack fans, life.
Oh, she missed it.
Rebound, Dee.
Wow. You know, normally when someone goes to the line 87%, you can pretty much just book it. They're going to make two.
But sometimes in the crucial, when the pressure is on, you never know what's going to happen at that free throw line.
And that's the fifth, by the way, on Mangahia. They just got her on the other end on the Rogers foul.
Right.
And now, again, another time that she fouled Rogers, and so she's out of the game with 5.
Wow. When your best player is out in the crucial part of the game, it can be tough for them to get back into it.
I didn't realize that they had gotten her for the foul on the other end of the court, that she had 4. So in, 5 seconds on the clock, if that, she just picked up 2 fouls.
Wow.
And now Rogers has got the touch at the line.
Dee has played a great game.
No doubt. And if you're Syracuse, I mean, this is who you would want on the line in the scouting report. But Rogers is coming up huge. Still a 2-possession game.
They got to get a shot up real quick.
Bailey.
So she's going to, great
slotted by
Dee.
guess who? Have yourself a game.
She thought she had a clear open layup. She's going for the drive. Oh no, Dee. Get it out of here.
Cooper at the horn. No good. And NC State beats Syracuse for the first time in 5 opportunities. 60-56. The Wolfpack played their game at their tempo, and they get to 3-3 in conference.
Oh, absolutely. They played State's game. State kept them under 60 points. For a team that averages 75 points, the defense was incredible by NC State most of the game.
Yeah, when we talked about it at the top of the show, we said NC State allows 56, Syracuse scores 75. Something's got to give. Well, defense won out today.
Absolutely.
So that'll do it for our broadcast here in Raleigh, North Carolina. For my partner Ernie Myers and our fantastic crew here, thank you all so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Hope you enjoyed this one. NC State wins at the final 60-56. I'm Andrew Sanders saying so long from Raleigh. This has been a presentation of ESPN.